Yo everybody, what's going on? Today is Monday, March 17th. Welcome back to another trade recap. Today is going to be a little different. I gotta take my friend to the bus stop around the time that I'm usually trading, so he has to catch the bus at 7, so I won't really be on the charts able to take a trade until a little bit after, so we're going to see how that goes down, but we got a pretty good pre-market setup so far. Basically what I'm looking at here, on the 1 hour time frame, I see that we just pre-market, we created another demand zone right below a previous supply that we ended up breaking out of. So I'm hoping for the most ideal play, we'll have price come down into either of these demand zones, have some buyers come in, have a nice bullish reaction, and then we can target some longs. That's gonna be the most ideal play. And again, like I said, we're just gonna have to see, because I'm gonna be most likely coming back onto the charts, probably not taking a trade until maybe around 7:30-ish. We'll see. And yeah, I mean, this might be good because, you know, if you guys saw on last week's trade recaps, there were two trades that I took. The only two losses that I took, I basically ended up getting stopped out, and then price ended up playing out. So basically, theoretically, basically what I'm trying to say is in those scenarios, if I had waited a couple more extra minutes, both of those trades would have played out. Like we can see just from, we can see here on the screen just from last Friday's loss. This was the most recent one, if it'll focus. Hold up. Yeah, there you go. We can see just from the most recent loss, you know, I entered this trade around like maybe 7:10, 7:05, or before or after 7:05, maybe a little bit before 7:10. I entered on this candle. We basically got up to a 1-to-1 before price came down, stopped me out, and then we can see, yeah, if I'd waited just like 5, 10, maybe 15, a couple more minutes, I would have had this nice breakout setup followed by a retest of this area, and then this is the trade that would have ended up playing out. I know it's not focusing right now, but yeah. So we'll see if this will actually be beneficial or not, and this will basically force me to wait a little bit longer than normal to before I take a trade. And if this plays out, then maybe it'll be a new thing that we add to the rules. Maybe we just wait a little bit longer. Alright guys, so I did actually end up getting back just before 7 o'clock. It's 6:57 right now, and yeah, the original play obviously is just immediately not gonna happen, because it already played out pretty much at the open. We literally tapped into this demand zone and just absolutely ripped. So that's yeah, we ripped through a couple of levels, and now we are right now at this top level here. And yeah, we'll see if we can either get a break of this level and a continuation to the upside, or if we get a rejection. Yeah, I mean, you know, our open, we just ripped. It's not really ideal for me. You know, I'd rather not just have a huge move at the open, because then it makes trading the rest of the day a little bit harder, or at least it makes trading a time period that I like to trade a little bit harder. But I think if we just wait for this next 30-minute candle to kind of open, see how it kind of reacts to this level that we are at, and then give it a little bit of time, because I know that sometimes these 30-minute candles, they bring a little bit more volatility into the markets. And so yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and wait. I'm pretty tired, to be honest. I got back from snowboarding again yesterday. Pretty much went straight to sleep, and then woke up, had to drive my friend to the bus stop, like I said. But yeah, now we are here. Hopefully we can catch a dub today. That would be nice. But you know, like always, if we miss out on a dub, all we're really focused on right now is just sticking to our rules, you know. And if we can just get back into the habit, you know, just sticking to my rules. Last week I did a really good job of sticking to my rules. I was more focused on the rules than the actual money. Here's what I'm in right now. I did like the sell pressure. All that we need is a nice break of VWAP. It looks like we're getting a little bit of a rejection so far, like out these lows around VWAP area, but we've got a nice push so far. This is the first 5-minute candle of the 30-minute open, but I had some nice confirmations, had some nice pushes, and now I had some nice sell pressure, you know. Now all I can do is wait and see how this plays out, you know. Hopefully we can just end up smashing through VWAP. We can see right now we are actually kind of rejecting off of it on SPY 5-minute, but I'm hoping that sell pressure can continue to pick up, and we just have a nice clean break of VWAP. Come back down, and I don't know, man. Ideally, we'll catch this nice trade. There we go. We're getting a nice little push, you know. But you know, there has been a lot of buy pressure, so I honestly Hopefully we can continue pushing down, but I honestly wouldn't be surprised if buyers pick this candle up last minute, you know what I mean? But so far I'm pretty happy with my entry. We're up a little bit. And yeah, now all I can do is wait. So far we're like right at a 1-2-1. We're almost at a 1-2-1. We're having a nice push on this 5 minute kick. This is actually a really solid entry. So yeah, but like I said, man, hopefully we can just continue pushing to the downside, just hit one more R multiple, and we'll be out of this trade. Super happy with the reaction though. We just tapped into a 1-2-1. Hopefully sellers can keep pushing this thing down, man. I'll catch you on a little bit though, and yeah, we'll see what ends up playing out. Hopefully we catch a dub, man. Hopefully we can catch a dub. All right, guys, we just got stopped out. It is what it is. Dude, I've noticed, like, it is the easiest thing to catch 1-2-1s with this market just because of the volatility, but it's so hard to freaking have them follow through, bro. Like, literally, I'll enter on a candle, and we'll just immediately be up a fucking 1-2-1, and then whenever that happens, bro, it's like it almost never follows through. It just almost never follows through, you know what I mean? I think that's just purely because of the volatility, Each candle is way bigger, so if I enter on a candle that's red, is most likely going to push to a 1-2-1. That doesn't necessarily mean that that whole trade is going to play out. Like we can see here, guys, we literally entered on this candle 1-2-1, and then yeah, we just fucking started moving up. It is what it is, guys. We got stopped out, and honestly, I'm not upset about the trade, bro. Obviously, today we just kind of ripped at the open, so that does, like, I guess, tell me that there are a lot of buyers. And I think the problem is, again, I didn't wait long enough. I waited for that second 30-minute candle to open. I wanted to see what it was doing. We were immediately rejecting off of an area of supply, and yeah, man, we were immediately rejecting off an area of supply. Went in and took shorts. Just for comparison, look, from my entry here down to this wick low is literally a 1-2-1. So like, imagine like how much this candle is. Like, that's literally this whole candle. Like, if I just entered here and got out, that would be like over 2-1. I mean, this candle, bro, like, the only candle that, like, even this candle, if you entered here, or if you, like, entered here and then got out here, you would probably be up, like, you'd be up over a 1-1. And yeah, bro, I swear that did not used to happen back in the day. So that's something I'm still kind of trying to adjust. I'm trying to adjust to that a little bit, the new volatility. One thing I could do is downsize, but I think that if I can just get my entries right, you know what I mean? That should be straight. I've caught some like really nice, really quick trades, and I kind of like that. I like getting in and out as fast as I can. Bro. Imagine this thing just moves down, bro, after stopping me out. I don't think it will. I think we have a pretty good shot at continuing to the upside. At least I hope so. I don't want this thing to move down, bro. That would just be annoying, dude. But I thought I took a good setup, and I could have managed it better when we started to, I guess, reject off VWAP and we couldn't break those lows. I guess I could have managed it better. But I really do like to just let my trades play out, because you never know. You never know what's gonna happen. But all that being said, I'm gonna catch you guys in the next clip. We'll go over what I saw in the markets that caused me to take this trade. Guys, so here we are with the trade that I took, man. First thing to notice is we basically broke out of we broke out of this pretty big level here of supply, and it kind of just turned into a demand, But then we also had this area of supply basically right above it, and so honestly, what I was thinking was, we had this area of supply. We had this previous supply that we easily broke out of. Flipped to a demand. We can see basically we came down. We had this nice push off this demand, and then we started to reject this supply again. And basically, what I wanted to see happen was, I wanted to see this supply. We obviously have some sellers at this area of supply. I wanted to see us just have enough sellers to just kind of push through this area that we previously broke out of. Basically, they're so close together. I figured if we have enough sellers at this area here, that there won't really be a bunch of buyers here to just push price up. Obviously, I was wrong about that. We can see here, we literally just ended up chopping between these two levels for a little bit, and then getting stopped out. Like I said, the trade that the candle entered on, we basically came in, tapped into that 1-2-1, and then basically got rejected. Unfortunate. Reject off this low, reject off VWAP, reject off this level. So yeah, there was a lot of areas where I could have managed this better, you know what I mean? And yeah, I was just targeting a 2-1. I wasn't even targeting like New York Open or anything. I just figured if we had sellers at this supply, we should be able to just push down, especially if we broke through this low, which we didn't. But yeah, I figured we'd be able to push down kind of, what's the word? basically ignore this demand because we would have sellers up here to protect us. But obviously that didn't end up playing out, and yeah, I mean, obviously I can go over what I was looking for. Yeah, we came up, we got rejection, and then this 30-minute came open really bearish. I went in and took shorts here, and just from the rejection on the supply, and it just didn't work out. I mean, it is what it is. Now, what I could have done better, obviously, we had this huge push up. We've also been, I think, for the at least for the meantime, we've had this huge sell-off. We just kind of chopped around for a while, but we've ended up becoming a little bit more bullish. Like yesterday, we had a very big bullish day. We broke through a bunch of these supply levels. And then today we had, this has got to be news. This candle here, I'm like 90% sure was news. I can't remember. I looked at Forge Factory today to make sure there was no news while I was trading. I'm pretty sure this was news though. But anyways, yeah, I'm pretty sure this was news. Yeah, and even like pre-market, we came in, at open, we just had a nice push off these levels. Very big push. Like I said, I don't like when we just have huge moves in one direction at the open, but so we had a huge move up here. We had a nice bit of consolidation where I wanted to take shorts, target somewhere down here, and then yeah, it just didn't work out. Like I said, man, I should have done better. I should have read the trend better. I should have tried to play with longs. I should have tried to find longs, and then for this short setup, I should have been more patient, right? So we had this move down, as a 7 a.m. candle. I should have waited and saw how the next couple of candles were to react to be able to see if sellers were going to actually be able to push through and if I should take shorts or not, right? Because we can see clearly if I literally just waited, like, even if I just waited like another minute, or not another minute, but I would wait another 5 minutes for this 5-minute candle here, we could have saw that it was somewhat bullish, but especially this one here that just took us out. Took us out of this, took us out of the 30-minute open, flipped the 30-minute candle, and then took us right back into this level here. And then I could have waited and saw, are we going to reject all this level again, or are we going to actually break and continue to the upside? So that is unfortunate. I think that's one big thing. That's the next big thing that I really need to work on is my patience, you guys. My patience. And to be honest, is like here we're getting rejections again. Maybe I would have taken shorts, but like at that point, I would have had a better entry potentially if I even did take shorts. I don't know if I would want to just take shorts just based off this. To be honest, it kind of looks like we're just chopping around for a while. And I don't really think sellers are going to have much follow through until we get through all these wicks. You can see by these wicks there are just so many buyers here. But anyways, just the point of this was to show the execution. And both of my funded accounts that copy traded, we lost 154 each on each one. And then from my live account, I lost a little bit more because of the freaking fees on the live account's a little bit bigger. It's minus 162 all in all after fees. So yeah, it sucks to take these losses, it really does. But that's what happened, I think that like I was saying, I think that patience is a big thing that I need to work on. So let me go ahead and actually turn this screen recording off because it's not really much else to say. I was looking for a rejection off of supply. I got in a little bit early, got stopped out. Alright, you guys, real quick, as I'm editing this video, man, I want to show you guys, bro. The trade played out. It played out, guys. And look, I'm not super upset with this. I mean, let's be real. Okay, get off. Not the greatest conditions. I mean, we can see we just chopped. We had this supply and this demand zone that were very close together. Like I was saying in the recap, man, I figured like my thought process was, we come into the supply zone. If we have sellers at the supply, then they'll probably push price down and kind of invalidate this demand zone. And if we have buyers at this demand zone, it'll come up and invalidate the supply. But yeah, we ended up just chopping around for a while, and I can't really be upset about taking a loss on a day like today. It was really unfortunate that that price action played out like this. Honestly, dude, ideally I would be able to just set my stop loss right above this level and like we would have been safe, man. But just based off of like the size of each candle, man, my entry, I wasn't able to. I put my stop above this candle here and ended up getting stopped out. So it sucks, man. This has been happening way too much for me, where I'm in a trade, it's going decently, I hit a 1-2-1, get stopped out, a couple minutes later the trade plays out, man. It's frustrating, dude. I'm not gonna lie, it is frustrating, and that kind of brings me to the topic that I wanted to talk about, which is I think that I probably said this in my video. I already kind of did this clip, but I was just exhausted. I was kind of super incoherent, and like I feel like the clip was kind of just like rambly. You know what I mean? So I want to talk about just patience. I need to figure out my patience. I need to be more patient with my trades. I think we saw by last week and now the start of this week, each setup that I lost on played out. It did play out. Like, there's no getting around it. We took a trade, we got stopped out, and then it played out. That happened 3 times. That happened on Wednesday, that happened on Friday, and now that happened today on Monday. So that's frustrating when it happens. Obviously, it sucks. Nobody wants to deal with that, getting stopped out and then watching your trade run. I think that this shows me that I need to be a bit more patient with my entries. So what I want to do tomorrow is I want to move the time that I trade back. So initially when I first started trading, I would just get on the charts and I would just be immediately ready to take a trade. Like whenever I got on the charts, I would just want to take that trade. So to combat that, I just made it a rule that I don't take a trade before 7 a.m. I'm usually not even on the charts until like 6:50, 6:55. Not saying that like I just wake up, roll out of bed, and then start trading. I'm always watching SPY on my phone, and I'm always looking at Trading View. I'm looking at trade. I'm obviously coming in, making a pre-market game plan, and then watching SPY on my phone. Just because like I'm watching on my phone, I can't take a trade, because I don't trade on my phone. I have my trader base set up on my computer. So that's kind of what I did to kind of combat that, is I just made it a rule. We're not taking a single trade before 7 a.m. And it's worked a lot better, obviously. That gives me more information to go off of. That gives me a whole half an hour of price action, It kind of gives the market time to kind of settle down from the open if we had some crazy, like, incoherent move or whatever, you know what I mean? But, yeah, that's been working decently, but I think what I want to start doing is I want to push it back even more to like maybe 7:05, 7:10. Just wait that extra 10 minutes before taking the first trade. I think that should help my win rate a lot, and especially since I'm trying to stick to one trade a day, I mean, obviously, dude, there's so many, like, easy re-entry opportunities, bro. Like, first of all, this huge push to the downside, bro. We could have just re-entered at the same exact spot, and this right here. Stop loss would be up here. We wouldn't even get stopped out. Or we could just re-enter, like, even if we want to wait even longer, we could enter it on this candle, We had a literal pullback, retest, and then just a continuation, bro, to the downside. So, there's plenty of re-entry opportunities, I could have came back in, took another short, and probably dubbed today. I would have caught a 2-1 because my TP just got hit. Without me, of course, would have caught a 2-1, would have wiped out the loss, plus put me up 450 on the day across all my accounts. But I'm trying to stick to the rules. I'm trying to get in the habit of taking one trade a day and basically just like being like a. Alright, you guys, I just ran out of space. But what I was saying though, what I was trying to say was that I want to get in the habit of just being like a machine where I can just have I can have a great sort of time period where my setups are most optimal. I can figure out what time of day are my setups most optimal. I can have this checklist. Okay, are we at an area of interest? Do we have a strong reaction? Am I sticking to my risk management? Am I targeting? I can have this checklist, that I have, and I do use the checklist. I have this checklist. I can just make sure all the boxes are checked off, and then I can just enter in the trade, set my stop. I usually don't set take profits. I'm usually manually exiting because sometimes I do want to let them run a little bit, so I can, or sometimes I want to cut them short a little bit too, just based on reactions. But I can set my stop loss. I can have an idea of where I want to take profit at, and just let the trade run out. Be completely impartial to the outcome, and just trust the probabilities because I know my strategy works. The only time I consistently lose money is when I deviate from my strategy, and I like you guys saw in February and January. Really good January. February, biggest month I ever had until the last 2 days. It took me 2 days to just completely deviate. Psychology broke, and I lost my accounts. You know what I mean? That is, so that all that goes to show when I stick to the strategy is great. It works. So it's like I know my strategy works. There's no question about that. It's the psychology, but It does suck taking losses like this, you know. It sucks, you know, entering a trade, expecting it to play out like, say, entering a trade, expecting it to play out from like, say, 7:03 to like 7:10, you know, expecting, you know, the trade to play out in like a couple minutes, and then it doesn't play out, it stops you out, and then it's like, oh, if I had entered maybe 5-10 minutes later, then it would have played out perfectly how I thought it would, and that's just been happening a lot lately. So I think that the patience aspect is the next thing I need to work on. I've been doing really well getting my psychology back under control. Like, I mean, you guys know, like these past 3 losses that I've taken on Wednesday, Friday, and today, they've all ended up playing out after stopping me out. And the fact that I didn't even take a re-entry, you know, for better or for worse, you know, like obviously if I had taken a re-entry every single time, I would have dubbed, like no question. I would have caught a W if I had taken the re-entry every single time, assuming that I didn't do anything weird, like, I don't know, change my stop loss to some weird place or just some dumb shit that like I wouldn't do. Every single time I would have ended up dubbing, and but I'm more focused on, you know, trying to just be extra disciplined, extra strict, you know, because I'm not too worried about making money right now, because that's what caused that's what caused me to lose my accounts and lose a bunch of money on my live account, because I was worried about making money. I was unable to take losses. I was worried about making money, and so I just ended up completely crashing out, you know, and just deviating from everything that you're supposed to do. And so that happened, but now, you know, I'm in the markets. I'm more interested in about like learning, I guess, and not really into like, I'm not really focused. Money is not the focus right now. You know, I'm more interested in just learning, and I keep saying trying to be like a machine, but that's really what I'm trying to do right now. I'm really trying to get into that habit, you know, where it's just like I see a setup, I take it, I'm impartial to the outcome, and then ideally we can do 1 trade a day. But yeah, if I ever want to take multiple trades, you know, that'll be in the future. As of right now, I'm just focused on like being extra focused on like discipline, you know, just so that what happened at the end of February doesn't ever happen again, you know. If I just like be maybe a little bit more disciplined than I need to be, then once I feel like I'm ready to maybe take multiple trades again, maybe like take 2 trades in a day, then I'll be able to know for a fact that I'm only gonna take that second setup if it's a clean setup, and like if that's a loss, I'm completely done, you know, because I'll have built that discipline from just sticking to 1 trade a day for so long, you know, that like taking another trade, it won't be like I want to get in and get the money back. It'll be more of like, okay, I see this setup is still valid, or okay, I see this new setup for me, you know what I mean? But yeah, all that being said, you know, I think that that's something I've been working on, you know, is just building like really good discipline, rebuilding that discipline. And then the other thing now that I'm going to really try and focus on now is just the patience aspect, you know what I mean? Having better patience. Probably going to try and wait a little bit longer. I'm going to do like a little experiment this week. I'm going to maybe wait like 5 or 10 more minutes than I usually would enter in a trade, and I'll see how that ends up playing out. You know, hopefully we'll get some good results, you know what I mean? And yeah, you know, today obviously I can't be super upset about today, because to be honest, it was pretty choppy, and I'm honestly pretty sure the only reason, I could be wrong, but I thought we had some more news involving tariffs that kind of caused this to move down. I could be wrong about that, but EU to probe aluminum imports redirected by Trump tariffs. Investigation could recommend higher levies, I don't know, to protect European industry. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know much about this stuff, to be honest. All I know is that if we get tariffed, we're gonna start paying more for all of our shit, so that's great. Well, if we keep implementing these fucking tariffs, and we keep getting tariffed, bro, it's a mess. Trade wars are crazy. I don't know. Anyways, that's off the point. Yeah, it could have been news that caused it to move down. I don't know. But like I said, man, markets were super choppy today, so I can't be super upset about taking this loss. But at the same time, bro, it's lame, bro. We got stopped out. And then, yeah, it just moved down. So, yeah, you know, this clip is honestly just as rambly as the last one, but fuck it. I'm going to just cut it off here, you know. The main takeaway from today, let's be a little bit more patient. You know, obviously not every day is going to be like this. Not every day is just going to be a bunch of fucking chop, you know. Like, even here, hold on, let's just freaking fix the ISO, man. I should just set it or set it automatically. I don't have to deal with this. But look, like even here, bro, we had a nice push, came back up, stopped out, had a nice push, caught close to the original TB, came right back up, bro, back into freaking drawdown again, and we finally moved down. So there were a lot of legs on the 5-minute. But yeah, you know, like I said, not every day is gonna be choppy like this, but I still think that there is value in trying to wait a little bit longer before I enter trades. It'll give me enough time to see how that second 30-minute candle's opening, and just to see like what it looks like it's gonna do. You know, so give me a little more information, and I think that's probably a good thing to test out. At least we'll collect the data and see throughout this week, maybe next week, see how it plays out. If I just wait like 5-10 more extra minutes before entering a trade than I normally would. And, you know, that being said, you know, I'm gonna just cut myself off here. You know, I really hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you guys did well today with trading or whatever. You know, hopefully you learned something. If you didn't, hopefully you had a good day, man. A productive day. You know. All that being said, I'll catch you on the next one. Peace out.